Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy, Predict Pulse. First things first, like, sub. Tell me who you're going to be betting on. Whoever gets the most games correct gets Predictor of the Day, and join the Discord. These are the best games I can find for you for the 13th of August. We got Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, all of that good stuff. So let's go because we got a lot of games to run through. Arsenal versus Nottingham, 142 for Arsenal at home. Yeah, they lost to Liverpool, but I fully expect them to bounce back, even though Nottingham is going to be another a good team once again for this season to bet as underdogs. I'm going to be taking Arsenal on this one. And then we move on to Bournemouth versus Brighton. 286 for Brighton, 243 for Bournemouth. This could really go either way, just because of star quality. Semenyo, Mitoma, which one are you going to go for? I think this is just going to end as a draw. Yeah. You know what? Draw here. We move on to the next Crystal Palace versus Sunderland. Crystal Palace 168. Crystal Palace are doing super well even without Eze now. So I'm still going to go with Crystal Palace at home here. We then have Everton versus Aston Villa. Here's the thing, 297 for Aston Villa, rightly so. Everton's actually favoured in this game because they've won, they've beat Brighton, they beat Wolves 3-2, and Aston Villa has had a horrible start of the season. I'm going to be going with Everton on this one. Everton or draw, that is. Fulham versus Leeds. I slightly favor Fulham at home here, so Fulham or draw is what I'm going to go with. We then have Newcastle versus Wolves. Newcastle, even though they lost Isaac, Newcastle at home should be okay to at least hold Wolves to a draw. West Ham versus Tottenham. Tottenham took a bit of a tumble versus Bournemouth last week, but we expect them to bounce back here. So we're going to be taking Tottenham on that one. Then Brentford versus Chelsea. Chelsea, even though they're playing out, we're going to go with Chelsea on this one. Brentford not looking as strong this season. We then move on to La Liga. Getafe versus Real Oviedo. Getafe has had a good start of the season. They took a loss last game, but Getafe at home here is who I'm going to side with. Sociedad versus Real Madrid. Obviously, we take Real Madrid on that one. We then move on to Atletico Bilbao versus Alaves. Athletic Bilbao at home. We know how Athletic Bilbao does it at home. We're going to go with them. We then move on to Atletico Madrid versus Villarreal. Very interesting. Villarreal with 4 odds. Take Villarreal or draw. Listen to me. Listen to me. Atletico Madrid is a bait. Nice versus Nantes. We're going to take Nice. Then we have Auxerre versus Monaco. We're going to go with Monaco. Juventus versus Inter. We're going to go Inter or draw, but super careful on that game. Napoli or draw. And then last but not least, Bayern. Peace.